Hi, I'm Shikhar Verma. In this video, I will talk about managing security credentials using multi-factor authentication, which is one of the important features of IAM service. If you are not familiar with IAM, then I would recommend you first brush up the IAM services before proceeding further. In this short video, I will discuss about what is multi-factor authentication, why it is required to implement, use cases, and then also do it practically with the lab session. Set up a virtual MFA, check the MFA device, finally test the login connectivity, and then we'll have the summary. So after completing this video, you should be able to understand the concept of MFA and how to configure it and activate MFA for your AWS environment. What is multi-factor authentication? AWS MFA is a simple best practice that adds an extra layer of protection on top of your username and password. It's a two-step login authentication. You can see in this diagram, first step where the user needs to provide their login credential, and also they have to provide one authentication code from their MFA device. Then only they would be able to get into your AWS management console. Why MFA is required to implement? It minimizes the security risk as hackers might be cracked your password and can harm your AWS infrastructure. So let me take an example here. Suppose my company IT infrastructure is hosted on AWS environment. So obviously there would be a dedicated IT team with different roles for managing your IT infrastructure. Like few of them managing EC2 servers, few of them managing storage, database, application, security, and so on. And also your company is having some important critical servers. It could be related with finance, banking, or important data into the AWS infrastructure. So it's a big security concern. If hackers have managed to get your credentials, then they can easily log in into your AWS infrastructure and they can do whatever they want. They can harm your infrastructure. They can easily steal your critical and sensitive information from the servers. That's why many companies started IAM policies to enforce MFA on their AWS infrastructure. So to avoid this and increase security, it is recommended to implement MFA on the privileged account. With MFA enabled, when a user signs into an AWS management console, they will be prompted for their username and password, the first factor what they know, as well as for an authentication code from their AWS MFA device, the second factor what they have. So the question is here, how to get the authentication code? For that you have to install a MFA device into your smartphone or computer. Installation is very simple. I will show you practically. Without wasting time, let's do it practically. So the first step, you need to log in into the AWS management console and open the services, which is at the top navigation bar, and look for the section Security, Identity and Compliance. Here we have IAM service. If you are not aware where we have that service, you can simply type here as well and then click on it. It will directly take you into the IAM service. In the left navigation pane, click on Users. So here you can see one user, test MFA. So on this user, I am going to enable MFA. Click on it and then open Security and Credentials and look for the line Assigned MFA Device. So as of now, you can see it is not assigned. So to make it MFA enabled for this user, click on Manage. Choose the type of MFA device to assign. Here we have three types. You need to go with the first one, Virtual MFA Device, and click on Continue. Now these are the steps which is required to set up the Virtual MFA Device. First step, install a compatible app on your mobile device or computer. See a list of compatible applications, click on it, scroll down and look for Virtual MFA applications. So these are the MFA device which you can install on your smartphone. It could be Android or iPhone. For this lab, I am going to install Google Authenticator. Let me show you how you can install it on your smartphone. Open Google Play Store in your mobile and here in search for apps and games, type Google Authenticator. Here you can see and then click on install. It won't take much time for the installation of Google Authenticator. Now you can see it has been installed successfully. Click on open. Stronger security with Google Authenticator. Now coming back to set up a virtual MFA device. Second step, use your virtual MFA app and your device camera to scan the QR code. Show the QR code. Again come back to your Google Authenticator which you have installed on your mobile. Click on get started, and here we have an option, scan a QR code. It is asking you allow authenticator to take pictures and record video. Allow. Now use your Google Authenticator and your device camera to scan the QR code. It is going to provide you the MFA codes. Type 2 consecutive MFA codes displayed on your app. In the MFA code 1 box, type the one-time password that currently appears in the Google Authenticator device. Wait up to 30 seconds for the device to generate a new one-time password, and then type the second one-time password into the MFA code box 2, and then click assign MFA. You have successfully assigned virtual MFA. Click on close. Now check the status of MFA. Click on the user on which you have enabled the MFA, and then click on security credentials and look for the line assigned MFA device. Now you can see that it is showing the MFA has been enabled. Now I'm going to test the login connectivity. Here we have the login sign in link. Just copy this one and put it in your browser. This is the first step authentication. I need to provide the login credential, the username, test MFA and the password. Sign in. Now immediately it is asking for the multi-factor authentication code. So I need to open the Google Authenticator app which I have installed in my smartphone and look for the MFA code and submit. Now you can see that I am able to access my AWS management console with the user in which we have enabled the MFA. Let's have a summary of this video. We understood about an overview of multi-factor authentication, configure MFA for a privileged user, configure Google Authenticator as a MFA device, check the MFA status, finally test the login connectivity with assigned MFA device. So this concludes my video of MFA. Thank you.